every tribe and every voice. This June, the legends return. In Uganda, football is more than a game. It is a heartbeat that unites millions across every age, every tribe, and every voice. This June, the legends return. The Local Football Appreciation Awards, second edition. Uganda's grandest night celebrating players, coaches, referees, fans, and communities that make football our pride. Join us in Kampala. Voting starts on 1st May and support these awards by buying an LFA ribbon at just 10,000 Ugandan shillings. Tickets and info call 0702 187 020 or 0775 940 084 or send us an email localfootballappreciationawards@gmail.com. The LFA Awards, where legends are born and heroes are crowned. Every age, every tribe, and every voice. This June, the legends return. The Local Football Appreciation Awards, second edition. Uganda's grandest night celebrating players, coaches, referees, fans, and communities that make football our pride.
Good morning, and we welcome you to yet another episode of LFA podcast. And we want to thank you for being this. We want to thank you for being part of this production that happen every single day at 10 a.m. Ugandan time. And we want to thank you for following all the events about Local Football Appreciation Awards. Nga zino awardi z'omupiira mu Uganda ezisiima buli muntu aliko kyakoledde omupiira mu Uganda. Kuviira ddala ku kisaawe kutulabira abazannyi, ba coaches, ba team doctors, okudda ku baami abalabira ebisaawe be tuyita ba groundsmen, okudda ku baami abatukuma mu security be tuyita ba safety and security officers oba ba stewards, okudda mu bantu abateekerateekera club be tuyita ba administrator muno mulimu ba CEO, ku baami abalanga omupiira mu bisaawe be tuyita ba stadium announcers, okwabo abagukwata ku TV ba videographers, photographers, okutuukira ddala ku radio ba presenters oba ba journalists abakola ku radio ne TV ez'enjawulo, abawagira omupiira, aba sponsors abateeka mu ssente, saako ba stakeholders ab'enjawulo both at the federation and in other associations ezikola okulaba ng'omupiira gwe Uganda gugenda mu maaso. Buli lunaku ku ssaawa 4 tubeera wano ez'okumakya nga twewaayamu n'abantu ab'enjawulo oba be tuyisa ba stakeholders ab'enjawulo ababeerawo okulaba ng'omuzannyo gw'omupiira gugenda mu maaso. Ffe wano ku LFA tukkiriza nti omuzannyo gw'omupiira gugoyinga beyond abazannyi abaguzannya, era tukkiriza nti eriyo abantu abateekayo obulamu bwabwe n'emirimu egy'enjawulo eyo mu background okulaba nga bye tulaba ku kisaawe bisobola okubeerawo. So olunaku olwaleero tugenda kubeera n'emboozi ey'akafubo. We are going to have a wonderful, beautiful discussion with someone from an organization or association that unites the fans in Uganda. That is the UFM Fan Meetup. He's going to tell us about UFM. He's going to introduce his capacity or his role in that organization, what they do, and actually how he feels about Local Football Appreciation Awards 2026. Yes, Mr. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning.
We are glad to have you here, and we are happy that you accepted our invitation to come here. First of all, introduce yourself and briefly tell us what you do in Ugandan football and your capacity in UFM Fan Meetup.
Good morning, our viewers. This is Dennis Senkali. I serve as the Programs Director of the UFM, that is Uganda Premier League Fans Meetup. And today I'm here to talk about UFM in general. So I'll start by a brief introduction of how UFM came about. UFM is an organization, a non-profit, of course, that started about 2 years ago. And it was started by fans of the Uganda Premier League. So they named it the UPL Fans Meetup, that is Uganda Premier League Fans Meetup. So today, as the UPL is approaching about 2 years of existence, it has actually it has held a number of activities. That is, including the first meetup, which was that was in about 2024, towards the end of it, and we've had galas, UPL fans galas. We have trips. We've had trips to the beach, and a number of events we've had actually. And of course, we're not stopping there. It's just a beginning, and we hope to have a lot more events. Talking about UFM, UFM is not limited to one or two clubs. It's actually cutting across fans of all the UPL clubs. So whether you're a Chitara fan, you're a KCCFC fan, you're a Vipers fan, you're a Villa fan, no one is left out. They are all UPL fans, and so we get united by this organization, the Uganda Premier League Fans Meetup or the UPL Fans Meetup. So
Uh,
lately,
hmm.
I think,
Mr. Dennis, you told us you are the programs director.
yeah.
Which activities have you done as UFM in line with uniting the funds of the different clubs in Uganda? Because you've told us UFM cuts across clubs, big league, women football, and all that. Because I've seen some of your activities involving actually women football teams like Friends of Shivan and the rest. So apart from those, which other activities are you doing to make sure that Ugandan fans, one, stay committed, stay united, but also remain with that much love for local football as we want to see?
Okay, talking about the events, of course, I started with the meetup. That is different fans coming together to meet, to greet, and talk. And of course, I talked about the galas. This is a football organization. They are interfans galas. That is competing amongst just the fans. Of course, we've had trips, like I said, whereby we can get a place and visit it. And in the pipeline, we're also having charity events like charity games, whereby we go to a place, we do some charity work, and then we have, for example, a friendly game there. Of course, beyond that, we actually go beyond just the pitch and we get to close lives. Actually, we have a policy whereby we support our members. For example, if someone has lost a beloved one, we actually have a policy of us collecting funds and supporting them, of course, financially and emotionally, like being present. And of course, we go beyond just events and we make this a lifestyle. So the events we do are not necessarily limited to playing games or maybe having trips, but of course, we extend it to even healthy camps. That is holding health camps whereby people can have health checkups and yeah, generally
Um,
that's what about it.
uh, of late, there is a growing vice in Ugandan football where we've seen some spectators attack match officials. Due to what they call maybe unfair officiation, which some of us actually don't agree to because being a former referee, I know sometimes how these laws of the games keep changing, and yet sometimes our fans do not actually that some of the rules have changed, rules of the games have changed. What are you doing as UFM to address this growing number of incidences where fans are beating up actually match officials and other club officials due to decisions that do not go their way?
Okay, talking about that, I think that is what we call hooliganism in the game. Hooliganism in the game, of course, we talked about officials, match officials, but it's not limited to just match officials. It can even extend to fans themselves, fans being victims. So one thing we actually started with as UFM, one of our foundations is uniting us as fans and make it like football is for fun. It's not, of course, there is rivalry, but there is definitely a difference between, excuse me, there is definitely a difference between rivalry and enmity. So what we're trying to put away is we put away the enmity and we promote rivalry, whereby it's friendly rivalry. Okay, you don't have to hit someone with a stone. You don't have to like to get violent to your fellow fan. Of course, there's rivalry whereby you chanting and supporting your team. Uh, how we are trying to fight that hooliganism is first of all the foundation of UFM, uniting us the fans. so that we can be friends with each other irrespective of our differences in the clubs we support. And the other thing is, of course, as we talked about events, there is what we call the UFM space that is on X. So we usually have our space on X that is on usually on Thursdays. We hold a space from about 9 p.m. up to like we hold it for around 2 hours. So during that space, we can talk about things like hooliganism, talking against it, of course, discouraging it and promoting unity amongst fans. And even the events we hold, of course, if you're playing football together, you get used to being in the presence of other fans, and you get used to them as being friends, not just enemies, but actually rivals, friendly rivals.
Actually, I remember when I think being part of all your programs. I remember last year when Uganda lost a referee who was officiating a game. You held a session, a first aid session, where you taught fans from different clubs how to perform first aid examination in case a fan collapses in the fan section. When do you intend to do these activities again? Because I felt that was a very good initiative, because many times when we see team doctors, their focus or concentration is mainly on the teams that they do. Seeing UFM come up with initiative like first aid training, I thought as a medical personnel that this was, when do you plan to have such events again as UFM? Because you're the
Uh, it talk-
program's coordinator.
okay. So you talked about such events, of course, in the direction of our health. Like I talked about the fans meetup, like the meetup we usually have, whereby we have fans meeting and greeting each other and socializing. Of course, we have different events, and one of the activities we hold is, of course, training of health training. You know, in the UFM, we have different people. Though we are fans, we have different roles. Like professionally, some are doctors, some are lawyers, and some are maybe transporters, and they have different roles they play in their day-to-day lives. So, for example, we may have an expert from the medical industry, one of our members. They may come up and take us through the medication. For example, we had the first aid drill that as we talked about. But in our future plans, in the pipeline, we plan to hold actually to make it a bit bigger, rather than just having a section within a meetup. We actually have something like a health camp, whereby we dedicate like a full day to to focusing about the health of our fans, our fellow fans. That is training them matters regarding life and health, their health, of course, and even providing treatment. So, yeah, I hope I answered that well.
Yes, Dennis. In one of your effort to unite funds, you've organized what we call a UFM Gala, and I know you had season one. Now we are having season two. Can you take us through about UFM Gala season two, where it's going to be, what's the registration, which teams are supposed to play, how do you select your teams, and what should fans expect on that day? Because as LFA Awards, we are going to be part of that, and we are going to be there in full swing, basically standing with people who are supporting Ugandan football. Can you take us through that, Gala?
About the gala, actually, the UFM Gala is one of our biggest events. That is a Uganda Premier League fans meetup gala. It's one of our biggest events, and of course, since we are intending to grow, the second version is supposed to be bigger and better. We had our first version that was last year, and of course, uh, one of the advantages that our service providers enjoy is publicity, because usually we partner with, for example, the hosting venue, whereby we have someone providing us a venue, maybe at a reduced cost or even at a free cost. And what I can, as much as I can remember, is some of the events that are hosted us actually trended on X and other social media platforms when they were supposed to host those events. So that was good publicity, and we intend to, of course, our target is to grow, and that means our second version of the UFM Gala is supposed to be hosted at a way bigger venue than it was hosted last time. Of course, teams are more geared than I would say than before. We are going to have officials, better officials than we did have last time. And of course, we have more sponsors on board. We have more prizes to win than we had last time. I want to thank LFA, Local Football Appreciation Award, for joining the UFM, the UFM Gala in particular. They are one of our sponsors. We are very grateful for their support. They are here to make this event better, and of course, we are not limiting any sponsors that are willing to come on board. We are very welcome to them. We have a lot of things to facilitate. And what we can promise the fans is this is going to be bigger and better, and it's going to be growing each and every year. We intend to make it more interesting and more engaging. So maybe to talk about, to get a bit deep about what the UFM Gala is, this is a football competition, an inter-fans competition. So we have fans within the UFM community, and they get teams, they get split or divided into different teams, and these teams come together and compete in the UFM Gala on that day of the gala. Our next gala is the upcoming gala is going to happen on 31st next month. That is May 31st, to be a Sunday, and we are calling up all our fans and all the new members, all those that are willing to join the UFM. Of course, we don't limit any amount. We want to grow and grow until we cover Uganda and maybe even go beyond. So we invite fans to come and be part of it. It's going to be fun. Of course, we socialize, we get to know each other, and of course, it's beneficial. Of course, we have sponsors that have come on board. They'll be showcasing their services. So it's good for the sponsors and it's good for the fans too. That is
Um,
what we have
yes.
in the US dollar.
Again, give us the dates again.
The date will be 31st uh, May. That is next month.
Okay, the
31st
venue.
May, that is when we're going to have the UFM Gala. It's a second version, of course, big and better. And we are starting in the morning. That will be 9 a.m. And
Mm,
the date will be 31st May. That is next month. It will be a Sunday.
mm,
We shall be at
mm,
Bulova Sports Arena.
mm.
Of course, yeah.
Um, Dennis, you lead a group of funds, and we believe you've been a good part of LFA awards since the word go. I think you've been our partner since we started, and we really want to appreciate UFM Fan Meetup and all the fans of Ugandan football for standing with LFA awards, especially the first edition. And this year, we want to use this opportunity to invite every Ugandan football lover to LFA Awards. They are going to happen on the 5th of June, 2025, starting at 5 p.m. in Kampala. We shall be letting you know the venue. And last year you came in big numbers. One of the challenges we had was space. So this year we've moved it to a much bigger space where we expect to host about 700 people for the awards. And then after that, we are going to have a dance or music or dancing between, to have fun as football lovers. How do you feel that finally you have awards that recognize fans? Because in this year's awards, we have two categories especially dedicated to fun. Number one, we have the most vibrant or supportive fan base. That is a group of fans supporting a club, but also we have the most passionate fan. How do you feel that finally you have awards that not only recognize football players and coaches, but also going down to fans?
Uh, I'm very glad and grateful to LFA.
Mm,
Not just because they are partners of the UFM and sponsors of the upcoming UFM Gala, but because LFA actually did something remarkable, something different, something new that we weren't seeing before they came on board. LFA, I would say, changed the way we actually knew awards to be. Because initially we knew awards to be for the elite, maybe for the top people, for the few, the journalists, maybe the players. And LFA came on board. They came up with a great idea, a brilliant idea, a wonderful innovation, whereby they are awarding not just the players, not just the journalists, not just uh, the media officers, and not just club officials, but even the fans. We
mm,
saw awards extending up to groundsmen, and that was something
mm,
remarkable. We didn't have that
mm,
anywhere in Uganda, at least as much as I know. And this
mm,
was something very new, very innovative, and very great, I would say, because
mm,
many of these people actually, at times, they don't even need financial pay, but they want
mm,
appreciation and recognition. They want someone to
Yes.
say thank you in the world. And
Mm.
I'm glad for what you LFA is doing.
Um,
Are you saying? Huh?
yes. Looking at, I'll just ask you on a few things. Last year, Omedi was the male player of the year. Who do you think is going to be the male player of the year this year, according to you? If first of all, if I told you to nominate about 4 players, who do you nominate so far? 2025, 2026.
Maybe we may have a debate about other players, but me being a KCCA fan, I feel a bit bad about this, but I feel like I don't know, Kerry is a big contender. He's a big contender on it.
Okay.
Of course, when we talk about other players, we talk about Ahibisiwe was also doing good. Maybe we
Mm.
talk about players like Abudu, Karim, Watambala.
Mm.
Of course, we talk about players like Wigan Pande or Villa.
Mm.
Uh,
So
um,
if we give you a chance to vote the male player of the year, who do you go? One, who do you think should take the Majidu Musi award this year?
I feel so bad to say this, but being objective, of course, I would love it. If I would prefer if it's a KCCF player, but I would say to be objective. Honestly, Okello did good last year. It
Okay.
was really both on club level and national team level. So
Uh,
objectively, I would say Okello is a big contender this time. Though as a KCCF fan currently, I would be like, anyway, it was in Vipers, but I would say he was a good player, both in club level and national team level. So I think he's a big contender this time for that
mm.
Majid Musisi award.
Uh, lastly, as we conclude this short discussion, let's talk about legends, Uganda legends. You know, in LFA we record, we name all our awards um, according to legends that contributed to Ugandan football, because we feel that the generation of the Dennis Senkali may not have seen Majidu Musi. But if we name these awards after those legends, then maybe Dennis is going to be forced to ask himself why they call the best male player Majidu Musi. Who was Majidu Musi and what did he do? It forces Dennis to go and read about Majidu Musi. When we say we want to call the CEO awards as Edgar Watson Suvi Award, Senkal is going to ask himself, what did Edgar or what has Mr. Edgar Watson done for Ugandan football that this award is named after him? So we feel we are linking the legends with the present contributor. In the fund section this year, we've introduced a new award called the Uncle Money Award for the best fund. Uncle Mane is someone among Ugandan fan football. Some of us got a chance to see him in Nambole. A single-handed man would make the whole Nambole swing left and right. But some of you, the Dennets, maybe have not gotten a chance to see him. We know Kasim, you know Biranji Ranji, you know the Kamodo, you know the VAR of Neck and whatever. So naming these people after the legends, I think connects the future stars and the legends. If you were given a chance to dine with a Ugandan legend, who would you dine with?
Uh, I think I'll have to dine with Jackson Mayanja, Mia Mia.
Jackson Mayanja, Mia Mia. And do you know that
Read
the
about him, read about him, and
yes,
yeah, I would love maybe Jackson Mayanja, Mia Mia. I think he's one of the
and
greatest living legends today in
and
Ugandan football.
that is beautiful because Jackson Mayanja, Mia Mia, we've named upcoming male player of the year and after him because of people say he started playing in his youthful. He was a very beautiful player to watch. And last year the award was won by a player from Bull FC who was emerged as the staff for that case. And I want to tell you, Dennis, at this year Legends Dinner, we are going to have Jackson Mayanja among the legends that we've chosen to celebrate. We celebrate. So I really want to invite you to come and attend the Legends Dinner. The dinner that is going to start at 1 p.m. on the same day of the awards in the same hotel. So from 1 to 5, we are going to be having a legends dinner lunch, and fans are going to be interacting with their legends, asking them questions, signing autographs if you want, taking pictures with them, but also these legends speaking to young players about young players and fans about how life looked in their day. So I really want to invite you for the legends dinner, and for details you can always inbox us. The Legends Dinner has slots. It has limited slots of 200 people, and as we speak, about 150 has been taken, so we have 150 more. So Dennis, I want to welcome you for that dinner to take one of the remaining 150 slots.
I'll be very glad to join.
That is good. So Dennis, what are your last remarks to all Ugandan soccer fans about LF Awards and this Legends Dinner?
My final remarks. So about LFA, of course, I will start with
Mm,
appreciating the organizers of LFA. This is very great, and I'm very happy
mm,
that they didn't stop with the first version, because we usually have events or initiatives that may seem to be great, but they don't make it to the second version. They die at the first
mm,
version. So I'm very
mm,
glad that LFA is coming back, and I pray they can stand the test of time.
mm,
Um, Maybe I can rally the fans to
mm,
support LFA, to participate in voting
mm,
and voting for their favorite players, voting for their favorite, let me say, because this goes up to the fans, the groundsmen,
mm,
and it's the most interesting thing about it. So they should join and participate in voting for their favorite groundsmen, for their favorite fans, for their favorite
mm.
maybe administrators, legends, and uh, yeah, I would say personally, I can't wait to be part of that dinner and maybe to dine with Jackson Mayanja.
Thank you so much, Dennis, for being part of our podcast this morning. And we shall be bringing you more stakeholders. Dennis is a stakeholder for Ugandan football because he's a fan, and is an executive of UFM, and a group of young people, especially young people who are vibing and a driving force, encouraging and recruiting so many young people to start supporting the beautiful game of football. Then thank you so much for your time, and we see you on the LFA Awards come the 5th of June 2025. And send regards to everyone at UFM and tell them we are coming for the UFM Gala. Thank you and have a good morning.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for hosting me.
You're welcome. Again, as we conclude this today's episode, we really want to thank our sponsors that are supporting LF Awards 2025. That is Hooks Sportgi, WT Solutions, for Workplex, Tibulo, Green Valley High School, Guardian Angel Junior School, Chint Electronics, AHF Uganda Cares, and of course, Chint Electronics for all your electrical appliances. Please go to Chint. And when you reach there, tell the code is LFA Awards. You're going to get subsidized prices, or even a big reduction on all the products that you're going to be taking home. Looks a Sport for all your sportswear. HF Uganda that are telling us that protection of your life starts with you. Men, it's our responsibility, and we have a big responsibility when it comes to making sexual health decisions and controlling HIV/AIDS. Thank you so much, and until next Saturday, see you and bye.